This is the reactions to the RIYADH season. I forgot what the hell the name of the card was, but Bivol versus Beterbiev just ended about 10, 15 minutes ago. And we're going we're gonna recap what happened, the decision, how do we feel, how do we feel everything turned out. Um, yeah, we're gonna give y'all all of that right after this. What's up, y'all? What's up? And I had to bring in, I'm not a handsome guy, so I had to bring on somebody that brings the women to the show. My guy, absolutely boxing. I know you just finished watching. We were just briefly talking off air in regards to the, you know, in regards to the event. Right off the rip on the YouTube, the mailman says, Father Time is undefeated. I guess he's referring to Beterbiev getting old. I mean, can you get that much older in 4 months' time? I don't know. I will say this: he did look a little more winded at one point, and this was early, like second or third round. He was kind of breathing really hard. But he ended up picking up after that. He ended up, to me, winning 3 or 4 straight rounds, and kind of started to me taking over. But all in all, I thought it was a great fight. It was a close fight. You know what I mean? But let's start off with let's start off with the main event. We can work our way down. It just happened. Beterbiev versus Bivol. Absolute. What was your take on the fight actually as a whole?
The whole card,
Not talking about the fight as a whole. And then we
just
can
the
get in.
fight, the Beterbiev versus Bivol.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a basically a carbon copy of the last fight with fighters switching roles. That's
Okay.
my thought process on it.
I mean, you said in switching roles. How so exactly?
So Bivol came out hot in their first fight. He won the first, he took the first half of the fight. So Bivol basically, was boxing Beterbiev in the first fight, and Beterbiev was like he would sit back and try to counter, and then try to make slurs towards the end of the round to steal a round. But Bivol got tired in the first fight early, and then Beterbiev picked it up, and he won the second half of the fight, which ultimately won him the undisputed decision. And I think kind of we saw it now. Beterbiev started way too fast. I was kind of perplexed to why he was going so hard. I think that Beterbiev thought he could knock Bivol out pretty quick, and I think he kind of expended too much energy in the early rounds because Bivol won the first two, and then Beterbiev turned it on and won the next like 3 or 4. But he went so hard, then Bivol, basically took those 3, 4 rounds off, and then he just coasted the last half of the fight. So winning all the battles, and yeah, Beterbiev got his shots in, but Bivol was a much better. But I think Bivol won that fight. 115, 113. I'm okay with those scores. 116, 114. Those are fine. The draw, I guess, is okay. It was a close fight, but it just was a carbon copy of the last fight with the roles reversed. That's all.
Um, I don't know if it was a carbon copy. I think the fact that it was a lot of close rounds, in my opinion. I think that was the biggest similarity. But in regards to how they fought, I do kind of agree with you in a sense where Beterbiev kind of exerted a lot of energy at one point, almost to finish him. And I think it was because, and we had multiple interviews with the camp, in the Beterbiev camp, and they felt like if Bivol were to stand there, they would go for the knockout. And I think that got triggered. I think he seen when Bivol tried to stand his ground, he said, "Oh, that's just an opportunity for me to knock him out," and that might have been the wrong decision. I did find it odd in the sense, though, that, and again, and I said this when I was interviewing Iceman Scully, I said, it was a close fight. Now you got 3 different sets of eyes that could see the fight the same way. What are you going to do different? And I think they tried to go out for the knockout. And I will say this. A lot of what the commentators were giving credit to Bivol were a lot of flurries at one point. Like he would lose the entire round and throw a few flurries at the end, and I think kind of steal that in a sense. And in a few rounds, I feel like that they gave Bivol. Like one of the cards was like 116, 112. I wasn't cool with that. I was like, there's no way that this guy won by like 4 rounds. I don't believe that. And it was just those little flurries. And then there was a key part in the fight which I thought was very key. So after Beterbiev wins like 3 or 4 straight rounds, I think it was, towards the end of the round, you hear Iceman Scully actually say, hey, you're letting him gain his confidence back. And that's when Bivol ended up having one of his better rounds after the big swing. And he says, you're letting him get his confidence back. You got to take it back away. And I think it was kind of a double-edged sword in that sense where he was kind of letting him know, yes, he's getting his confidence back, but he's also changing the perspective of the fight to the judges. And I think that's what Iceman Scully was referring to. And it was very shocking to me that, again, like you said, Beterbiev kind of looked like he took the foot off the gas. He took more shots. I don't know. I mean, I thought it was still a great fight. I do want to see a part 3, but
Absolutely.
you know, I a lot of people text me. Shout out to in the ring with Christine. She had Beterbiev winning. What's his name? My man Hamza. He says he's gonna call up. He's upset. He had Beterbiev winning. It's crazy because the last fight, like you said, it could be a carbon copy because a lot of people had Bivol winning. So, like, I'm a little disappointed in a sense where I don't know if I really want to see a third fight. I mean, it was a great fight because I kind of want to see Benavidez get in the mix with them. Now we all know we have to wait probably to 2026, right? Bivol stated that he's going to take a nice break. This was 2 very physical fights within 6 months of each other or something like that.
4 months.
4 months of each other. So that's 24 rounds against a monster. So I'm expecting this fight probably like maybe Christmas time. I think they're going to take a long break. So now we have a lot of questions. What's Benavidez going to do? We all know there's a third fight. There's no questions to be answered with that. But now it opens the door for, okay, now Benavidez at 175. What is he going to do? Or does he look down? I mean, what does he do at this point? Because, he was there just in case Beterbiev wins the fight to say, hey, listen, this is about to happen. I did find it weird, though, when they asked Beterbiev about the second fight. He goes, I didn't want the second fight in the first place. I thought that was really telling. I mean, what was when you heard that? What were you thinking about when you heard that?
I feel like when you fight a war like the first one he did, and again, both fights were a war, and Beterbiev is not going to shy away from a scrap, even though he had to take the second fight. I don't think you want to, relive that. And as much as a fighting spirit and as tough as these guys are, I mean, they feel pain and fear and anxiety and everything the same way that we do. Sometimes it's more magnified. Mm-hmm. So if I was Beterbiev, I wouldn't want to fight Bivol again. Of course, Bivol wants to fight Beterbiev again, even though, he got beat up pretty good, but, he wants that revenge. But Beterbiev won. Like, he beat Bivol. He's like, all right, I won. Like, we're done here. I don't need to fight a second time, but kind of forced his hand.
Yeah, even Bivol, I don't even think Bivol was looking forward to a third fight. I was like, man, listen, man, screw this. But just knowing some of the camp and the Beterbiev camp, they want those belts back. So, it's going to run back. I really kind of wish they would take a break from each other because it's such a war. I mean, not to say that Benavidez will be any less of a war, but I feel like they need a break from each other, man. 4 months is crazy. 4 months is absolutely crazy, and Turkey Al-Asik was there with the 3 fingers, like, look, hey. Beterbiev wasn't trying to hear that shit. He's like, listen, man, I'm trying to chill right now. But all in all, I thought it was cool. There was a lot of controversy. We're gonna get into that. I saw your video, which you did not invite me as a collaborator, which I think no one is talking about. You did?
I thought I did.
No, I didn't get no invitation. I would have accepted it.
I thought I did. I edited it. I thought it said you did accept it. My bad.
Really? No, I think you tagged me in it, but I don't think you. I mean, we'll talk about it. But Let's talk about the entire card from top to bottom. I mean, to me, one of the best fights was, well, I think Beterbiev Bivol was the best fight. Then Madrimov and Victor Ortiz to me was, but I'll tell you this right now. Victor Ortiz showed me why nobody wants smoke with him. Like he was, I'm Virgil. Why do I keep saying Victor? Like I keep doing it. I'm sorry, Virgil Ortiz. I apologize to Virgil. He kind of showed me why nobody wants smoke with him at 154, bro. At 147, it never happened with him and Bud. Never happened with him and Boots. He's at 154. There's nobody calling his name. I mean, Xander Zayas did, but thank God he didn't get that fight. I feel like Virgil was. I mean, he looked good. He looked strong. I mean, you tell me what was your opinion on that one?
He figured it out, and that was my concern, my initial thought process going. And I picked Madrimov by split decision. I thought it was going to be closer, but I thought the herky jerky boxing style of Madrimov was going to keep Ortiz at bay and kind of confuse him and not let him get set and get going.
Yeah.
But Madrimov tired out, and Ortiz was patient and did his thing, and that's why he won that fight. I mean, Ortiz has proved now that he can handle boxers, he can handle punchers, he can trade with anybody, and he can box with anybody. So,
and let's get this right. Madrimov did not tire out. Ortiz took his legs. He took his legs. Those body shots were furious. Yeah,
that made him tired. So
no, absolutely. But remember, he just fought Crawford. He was herky jerky the whole fight. Crawford didn't do anything to really slow that up, and I was very surprised being as cerebral a fighter as Bud would be. Virgil looked a lot more impressive against Madrimov than Bud, and he literally took his legs from him to a point where you gotta give Madrimov a lot of credit because he knew his legs were gone, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go forward, and I'm gonna smother him. I'm gonna smother his punches. I'm gonna do my best, and but it really showed me a lot about Virgil Ortiz at 154, man. And, I'll be honest with you, if I was to look at that whole division, he may be the one right now in that division, to me, that could really do the most damage. But I was really impressed by Virgil. I felt bad for the Parker fight, man. I hated to see him. First of all, the guy showed up in his Christmas wear shorts. When you take the pictures by the tree with your family, he was 315 pounds. Why not just cancel that fight? Why did you? I mean, this could have been a bigger fight. I felt really bad. He barely got hit by the punch and couldn't take it. And, he reacted 30 minutes later. I was sitting there. I was disappointed about that. I think they should have just canceled that. I was very disappointed with that. I'm not going to say him bullshit you. I was very disappointed in the Shakur performance. A lot of people say, well, he stopped him. He stopped an electrician on 3 days in the 9th or 10th round and hurt his hand again. 9th round. Hurt his hand again. I don't think he did himself any favors moving forward in regards to hyping up a possible Tank fight. Even Tank laughed it off. And at this point, after seeing that fight, I prefer to see Keyshawn, to be honest with you. So, that's my I mean, what do you think about what I'm talking about right now?
Everything you say, I agree with. It's hard to, I like to disagree with you so we can have some banter. But the Parker Bacoli, I was rooting for Bacoli. I really was. I wanted him. My prediction was Bacoli by late knockout because I was hoping. Bacoli has been on fire even before the Anderson fight. He became well known after the Anderson fight, and he's been on. That was in August, so now. He wasn't even coming close to preparing for a Jogba in May. So he was 20 pounds heavier than he ever has been in a heavyweight coming into this fight. So obviously he was not training. He had nothing. He was just coming in. He got a good payday. I'm not saying he came in for the payday, but he got paid quite well to come in to attempt
he did.
a great, because I know he ruined his career now. He's older. He's not going to get that shot, and that was his way to the heavyweight. He was the WBO contender, and he was fighting a Jogba at the chance to fight Parker, at the chance to,
Yeah.
or Parker was supposed to fight Dubois, and then that would have settled that, and then they would have had another interim after that, which could have been Bicoli, which could have got him a shot against Dubois. Now that's all down the drain,
Yeah.
and his career is kind of over at this point.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in that, man. Like, I'm with you. Like, they should have never, especially that type of a fight.
Yeah.
That could have been really big, just to appease the fans. And I think it showed you a lot about what Riyadyh season is going through right now. I really think that they're going through a lot. Listen, switching venues at the last minute to from a fourth, a quarter of what originally was the venue. It kind of shows you that they really wanted to make a mark, an imprint. They didn't sell as many tickets. That's obvious. They went from 25,000 seat venue to 6,000. And I feel like they felt the pressure and they felt like they had to make it. But I wasn't. I wish they wouldn't have did that, man. I think they kind of they said I forgot what the hell the saying is, but they screwed themselves in that. They ruined a possible big matchup. The rest of the card was all right. It wasn't super crazy. I mean, I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, another way they screwed themselves today with this card was the fight order.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it was predetermined; it could always be changed, and it doesn't matter if it's a world championship or not, because an argument was that I'm like, why is the Ortiz Bivol fight like fifth from or fourth from the main event? Like, why you got Adames ahead of him, and why you got Stevenson ahead of him? Because we all know that fight was going to be one of the better fights.
Yeah.
And once the changes happened with the opponents, like the argument was that the Adames fight and the Stevenson fight were world title fights. Well, guess what? The Parker Bicoli fight was an interim title fight. It was not a world title fight. So there's no reason why you can't move back Stevenson and move back Parker Bicoli and move up Ortiz. You got to, after you name the event was named the Last Crescendo, right? So they didn't give us a crescendo, right? They started low, actually started high because Buatsi and Caleb Smith was a great fight.
Yeah, that was a really good fight. Yep.
It was a great fight. Started there, and then they went right to Ortiz Madrimov, and it's like, then you dip down. Then you went to. I like the Adames fight. I think it was a terrible decision. Why it's a draw? Like Shiraz is not a world title caliber contender fighter. I don't know why he was fighting Adames for the middleweight title. So that's ridiculous. And then that's because he was a UK fighter and blah blah blah. And then you have the Stuart Stevenson fight, and then you had the Parker fight. So it was like,
I think
like you went high, low, and then back to high for the last. When you could have built it like a crescendo, you should have done that, and they did not.
I think they had I think they had more expectation also in Shakur, and I think even the fans started booing him, and he went right to his things. He started taunting the crowd, but in my head, the crowd. I mean, you're supposed to beat somebody like that early, and people are gonna say, "Well, he's not known for punching power, whatever." I get that, but that's somebody you should have dominated early, easy. Should have got him out of there. I think you're right. It was an awkward order. I still think they're trying to figure it out. But even the announcement where he's there and he's talking, it was kind of weird. Like he calls his boy, he's like, "Mama, come here." He calls him over like in the middle of the interview, and then he goes to say him like, and I'm sitting there like, what the hell is he doing? And he says, "Yeah, we got Canelo back in Saudi May 3rd, Cinco de Mayo." I sat there and I was like, dude, why? Who why? You just sold 6,000 seats, and let me. I'm not big on the Saudi thing, and I love what Turkey's doing, and I guess with people, people getting fights, whatever. But I think people are missing the fact that boxing is kind of a weird niche culture in a sense where people want to go to the fights. Mexican fans love to go to the fights, right? And it's funny. I looked up the flights if I wanted to go. The flight alone is like $1,200, dude, to go to Saudi Arabia. Nice. Nobody's gonna go over there. You're gonna get if I see Canelo fight in front of 6,000 people, I'm gonna be like, what? Like, are you serious? Like, I don't know, man. I'm not. I just don't get the whole the whole going to Saudi, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I think it's corny, personally, and I get it. You know, they want to reap the benefits of, you know, the sales and bring in tourism to Saudi Arabia, but how about the Americans, in my opinion? You feel me? Like, you know, Vegas, and
Yeah.
nothing, the time, bro, like 12 o'clock watching fights. There's a lot of things that I think having the fights in Saudi Arabia are hurting the actual fights, the time. And also, if you think about it, when it comes to sales, right? You know, a lot of people forget that boxing pay-per-view sales are down and whatnot, right? But a lot of the sales
Yep.
come from bars, right? From bars buying the fights for about a 2,000 a clip and then selling the fights. But guess what, guys?
Yep.
Who the f goes to the bar at 9 a.m. on the West Coast when the fights are on?
Yep.
So you're losing a lot of hype, a lot of business because of the times that the fights are. There's no women at the fights. I don't even know if I've seen a woman the entire night. There's a lot of things that I feel like that aren't good in regards to having it in Saudi Arabia, and you know that's one of them. And to hear Canelo going down with Skull and May 3rd over there, and I'm just like, oh man, like I'm not watching this fight at 4. I mean, I don't know. I mean, am I tripping, bro, when it comes to this?
No, you're not. And it's the problem is that, you know, the one that is controlling the not controlling, but one that's got the fortitude to be able to put on these shows, and he's the one that wants to do it. He's paying the promoters, and he's paying the fighters, and we talked about before how they're losing money eventually, and they're trying to get it back, and
Yeah.
they're figuring things out, moving venues. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, it's their money and it's their venues, so that's why they hold the fights in Saudi Arabia. He's, again, we talked about this before. He's His Excellency to entertainment to the Saudi Arabian regime. So he's there to enter. He's doing all this to entertain the Saudi Arabian regime and the people.
Yeah.
So they're gonna hold it in Saudi Arabia. As much as we disagree with it, as much as it messes our schedule up, this is what we have to deal with as long as Turkey Al-Sheikh's around.
100%. It's Google Life's patience as it relates to gathering support and viewership. I get what you're saying, Google Life, but this is the problem. You're asking people. First of all, this is an American sport. Let's be real. Let's call it what it is. It's an American sport. One, Americans are accustomed to watching Floyd, Manny, Oscar, Tito, Bernard, Mike, whoever these great fighters are, to come on about 11 o'clock on a pay-per-view. The West Coast starting at 6, the East at 9. We're all watching the fights late night. People are drinking. How are you selling beer for this fight at 9 in the morning? How, like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that, to me, I think Turkey Al-Sheikh's is going to have to adjust to if he wants it to be successful. And you could still make money for Saudi Arabia, you know what I'm saying? But nobody is going to pay $1,200 to $1,500 for a fight to go over there when the tickets are expensive, when the hotels are expensive. Vegas, you can catch a flight for like $200 round trip and a hotel for like $80 a night and get a ticket. I feel like you're shifting a culture completely over, and to me, it's actually hurting boxing more in that regard, because you're not getting the fanatics going. Listen, even the pressers are big. Whenever Canelo comes out for a presser in LA and New York, it's huge. It's not going to be big in Saudi Arabia. You're going to lose a lot of the excitement, and you know, I think that's a major issue with what's going on with those events. Even though some of the fights were good, I feel like they're going to be swept under the rug because people aren't watching it.
Yep. So I think you're right. I think eventually boxing is going to come to a state to where it's going to be like a church, like the church or a faith. It's going to need a revival and it's going to need a reform. So I think eventually, you know, honestly, in my opinion, that the promoters that we know now, Matchroom, Queensberry, Golden Boy, Top Rank, blah, 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 I think they'll probably be a thing of the past. And I think that boxing heads are going to go back to local shows. And I think that I think boxing is going to be rebuilt from the ground up by supporting local shows and going out to watch local fighters, and then letting our local promoters grow and become the new promoters of the next generation. Because what everybody's doing now is not working. They're all on board with Turkey Al-Sheikh, which is fine if it was for everybody, but it's not for everybody. It's like I said earlier, it's for Turkey Al Sheikh and his regime in Saudi Arabia. It's not for us.
And
So,
also, they're on
and we
board
got to,
because they're getting paid. Like they're
yes,
all getting paid a lot of money. They're getting overpaid. But I feel like as big a card as this was today, I don't know how successful it is when you have a 6,000 seat arena, and I don't even see people really tweeting about it right now. Like it's just like the hardcores. But like I think, and again, I think you're right. Look at MVP. Their shit was all over the internet. And again, to your point of local shows, look at what Pro Box is doing. Look at what Danny Garcia is starting to do. I think you might be
yep,
right. They're trying to bring it back over here, and a lot of the stars are getting older. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I think you're right. I think we are going to get back to that. You know, but some of these guys are trying to cash out. But if Turkey Al-Sheikh wants this to work, I really believe he's going to have to switch gears in that regard and have one or two cards in Saudi Arabia. But to sign a megastar like Canelo Alvarez to 4 fights and 3 of them over there, and even the Beterbiev versus Bivol, it should have been in New York or somewhere where you have that type of population. You know what I mean? Or Vegas. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia is taking place in Saudi Arabia. He announced that in October. Why? Why is it in Saudi Arabia? Like, I'm not a fan of that. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. What sense does it actually make other than the fact that you paid them? You know what I mean?
that's the only sense. That's the only sense.
So I mean, that's my biggest knock on everything that's transpiring now, man. Like, you know, I don't know, man. I hated that to hear that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Then everybody's there. Tiafimo's there. Benavidez there. Benavidez' next fight's probably gonna be over there. So I mean, I don't know how they're gonna counter that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, and you got to look at it in an economical standpoint. Boxing is big for the economy of Vegas. Outside of gambling, right? Boxing is huge. That's why the Raiders are over there. It's for the economy. If you're taking all these fights and bringing them to Saudi, what's going to be the counter at this point? Something's going to have to happen in order to get boxing back. And I get the whole thing of Turkey Al-Sheikh, you know, paying for these big fights, but something's going to happen within the next year. I don't know what, but something's got to happen. You know what I
It
mean?
will eventually. Yep.
Yo, bro, I'm not gonna. I hated watching fights at 12 o'clock, bro.
I did too. The whole day.
Bro, like I'm sitting here like it's Saturday night. It's 7:50 and everything's done.
Yeah, I got nothing to do now.
No, I got nothing to do but look at
I
your
gotta sit here and
handsome
talk to
face.
you.
Oh damn, dog! You had to say it like that. I mean, we do got some fights to cover. I mean, I just wanted to get into that because I love the blog that you did. But let's go. We already know what Bivol is going to happen. We know part 3 is going to happen. Let's answer that question. Where does Benavidez go? Because that's a question that needs to be answered because, you know, he was there for the winner, which he was hoping was Beterbiev. Where does David go now?
Man, I feel bad for Benavidez. He's been all over the place. Like, right, he was hanging out at 168 a while for Canelo, and now he moved up to 175 to try and get a piece of that pie, and it's all fleeting.
Yeah.
I just don't think that he's going to get the shot that he wants to get. I mean, would Beterbiev agree to fight Benavidez in between fighting? Bivol would want a longer layoff than Beterbiev would. I know that.
Yeah.
But would Beterbiev fight Benavidez in 6 months from now and then turn around and fight Bivol 6 months after that? Like, you know, early another February fight. So it's like Benavidez has nowhere to go either unless Canelo retires and Benavidez is still around, or somehow. But again, that's next year. Everything's next year. Even after next year, when Bivol or Beterbiev win the titles again, one of them wins it back or keeps, whatever. I don't know if they're fighting Benavidez. I mean, they're both older. It's like they're in their years of.
And not to mention, Bivol's supposed to technically fight Canelo like in February. So, like, let's say if Bivol wins in September, we're looking at when for a title shot for David. David is screwed right now, bro. Like
He is.
I'm
It's a shame.
watching, and now you got to question: is he willing to go heavier now? Is he saying, you know what, screw it, let me go up? You can't get the belt at 175. You can't get the belt at 168. If you're David Beterbiev, you're sitting there like, dude, like I got the interim unified belt, which means absolutely nothing, right?
Yep. Yep.
I totally feel for Benavidez, and I really don't have a direction for him. I've heard rumors of Berlanga wanting to fight him, but I don't think Berlanga really wants to fight him. I don't know who else at 175 makes any sense. Hold on, the chat says Bivol fought the same fight. The only difference, yeah, I mean that's a fact. This guy says if Turkey gonna hurt boxing like how Fox kept, I don't want to talk about that. But anyways, that's a confusing thing for me. Where does David go? I think that was one of the questions that was looming for me. And you know what's crazy? David didn't get like a huge welcoming. I thought he would get like a real big like, David Benavidez is here, guys. Like, I didn't see that. I mean, what do you think attributed to that?
I don't know. I think you know, I kind of feel like I don't know. I don't want to say it was scripted or I don't want to throw I don't want to throw shade at anybody, but I just don't know. I just think like I know that all sports, some sports are fixed and some are scripted, and it's a big theory and a conspiracy theory and blah blah blah. But just the way everything played out on this card, and you know how it perfectly played out for Bivol to beat Beterbiev. Beterbiev's game plan was weird to me, like we talked about earlier. The way Parker beat Piccoli, and now Piccoli's no longer in line for right. So Parker and Piccoli are boys. They were in camps together and sparred, so they're tight. So the way Parker beat Piccoli was kind of weird. The way these guys dropped out, why Dubois didn't fight and why Schofield didn't fight. Just the whole thing around, and again, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I don't know anything. I'm just saying it's all just fishy to me. This
Even
whole
when he got
card
knocked
is
out,
just fishy.
bro. When he got knocked out, and I don't know how I heard him say this over the I don't know if this was Shakur's opponent or this guy. Somebody's like they bought him a house and gave him like $400,000 and he took the fight. I don't know which one it was, if it was Piccoli or I forgot the guy's name, but it was just weird, man.
Padley. Yeah, I saw that Piccoli got paid €475 for the fight. $475,000. Yeah.
Like, and they bought him a house. Like I was just like, you ruined so much with that, man. The Benavidez thing, he's gonna be lost in the sauce for 2 years. The Shakur Stevenson thing, where does Shakur go from that performance? Is that performance enough to get him Shakur? And I mean to get him Tank Davis? That's another question we have to ask. I'll let you answer first.
I think yes. I mean that's yes. I think Tank wants to fight Shakur Stevenson because he's junk, right? And I don't say that from a boxing standpoint. Like he's obviously an extremely talented boxer. His IQ, his defense, like you know, I love how Shakur Stevenson's able to stand in the pocket and still have good defense and dodge and block, but stay in the pocket the whole time. That is a skill that is very hard to learn. That's like he must have been putting one foot in the tire. Each fighter puts one foot in the tire and spars. Mm-hmm. Like that's kind of how it looks. But with that being said, his hands are junk. He has no power.
Yeah.
He's in my opinion, he's annoying because he's calling out all these people. He talks all this junk, but he has fought no one, and he has not agreed to fight anybody. He says he will, but he's fighting Paddy. When there was numerous replacements that would have gladly jumped at that fight that were in camps and ready to rock and roll. I have no names, but I know I saw a lot of people volunteering. But so it's like I really don't want to see Stevenson, but Tank probably will fight him just so he can knock him out right quick and be done with it.
You bring up a very good point because before watching this fight, I said my choice, my pick of who wins that fight is all based on Shakur's the health of his hands, right? And as he's trying to end the fight, right? You watch it, whatever. What was it, 8th or 9th round, or something like that? As he's trying to finish the fight, he throws, I think, a left hook. And when he throws the left hook, you see him in his face like, ah, shit. And I'm like,
Yep.
that Gervonta said, cha-ching, he can't hurt me. He's going to run the whole fight. I'm probably going to knock him out because he can't do nothing to me. And I have to agree with you at this point. You're right. We might actually now get that because he's way less of a threat, which shows a lot about Gervonta Davis at this point. I mean, listen, it was bad. I mean, people are like, oh, he dominated. Bro, he fought an electrician when he could have fought a bunch of other guys that, like you said, that were ready to go, that were real fighters. But you're right. Maybe now we get that fight. But I can't feel confident in him when, I mean, he literally just, the first time he really let his hands go, you see what happened. He was wincing in pain. Now we got to see how badly he's hurt.
Yep. So if he has a broken hand, he's out 6 months.
Another 6 months. But I don't even think he was hurt. I don't even think he broke it. But I believe that hand is worse off after the surgery than it actually is. And I think he had surgery on both hands, if I'm not mistaken, right? I seen
Wow.
I think he had scars on both hands when I seen it. So, I mean, we might get the fight. I mean, but damn, man, that kind of waters it down. Like, I'd rather see Keyshawn right now. I'd rather see Keyshawn fight him. Or even Lomachenko, even though Lomachenko's old.
Yeah.
Maybe Teofimo. Shakur right now, I think he might need to take off a year, man. Maybe a year and a half. And, you know, I mean, what is he, like 5 months return from the surgery or something like that?
Lomachenko?
No, I'm talking about Shakur.
Oh, Shakur?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was the fight was scheduled for December, but he had operated on it, so it was 5 months because it was October, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. I mean, how did you? What would you give if you had to give a score on Shakur's performance against Patty?
So technically, I mean, it's a 10 out of 10. So right, so if you're outside looking in, and you know he did what he did what he had to do. Padley couldn't land much on him. Stevenson landed at will, and it was a appropriate performance for a fighter that could beat up on a lesser opponent. But the situationally, it's a 0 out of 10 because he had to finish him early. He had to look better. He had to just hit him at will and continually hit him at will. He took Padley lightly, which I don't mind, but Padley was game. He came in and, you know, Padley landed some body shots and some shots. And that's because Shakur kind of allowed it. But playing with your food is not aesthetically pleasing when you're a boxing fan looking in and when you want something from him and he's not giving it to you. So 0 out of 10 in the situation.
You know what's crazy? And I don't think anybody's thinking about this, but if he fights Kid Austin, which is a way bigger step in competition, he might have been in trouble tonight. The way he couldn't really he couldn't really hurt the guy. I mean, Schofield's a very strong kid. Yes, he's green, but I'll take him any day over Patty. You know, he's going to be up in your face. Now really looking at it, Shakur might have caught a break tonight. I think Shakur might have caught a break because Kid Schofield could have really, you know, put a lot of pressure on him, landed some shots. And yeah, I get it. You know, he's hard to hit, but when you can't hit hard, you're going to take way more chances. And that's a very athletic kid. I think he might have, you know, got away with one tonight.
Is this why Schofield got sick?
That's another question. But I'm gonna keep it real. Like Schofield's behavior, period, has been very awkward. Like I don't know if you've seen last night, but he said that he's a free agent coming up soon. After Oscar De La Hoya, I think Oscar De La Hoya came out and critiqued him for the way he handled himself with this whole situation in Saudi, and he basically put out that message and then put out another message maybe about 2 hours ago where he said, you know, it's all love, it's family. You know, people hack accounts all the time. Why does it always go to people hack accounts when they say the dumbest shit on Instagram or Twitter. Like come on. And I think they're feeling the pressure. Like, bro, like you're in nobody's good graces either because of what transpired. So, yeah, Kid Austin has been really awkward, man. Did you see those comments about him leaving and becoming a free agent?
No, I didn't see that. I know that Oscar De La Hoya runs his mouth. Like, after Schofield's last fight, I mean, he fought I don't want to say lesser opponent, but he fought a guy that wasn't perfectly up to his skills, and
Yeah, I
De La
heard
Hoya
too.
said like he's not ready to fight. Like, and he's not ready to fight Stevenson, but he took the fight anyway. But so I think De La Hoya is a little hurt over that initially, and then now
Yeah.
you have this situation, and so I don't know. It's still all fishy. So I don't have an opinion on that. I just think that like all of it is there's a cloud of suspicion around everything that's going on with this event and every fight and every fighter. So I don't know what to make of most of it. I can just go by what I see in the ring at this
No,
point.
no, no. Listen, absolutely. I mean, it's hard to ignore though what's transpiring outside of the ring when it is affecting what's going on inside the ring as well. I mean,
You're right.
it's
You're right.
really difficult, man. Like just these guys calling in sick. I've never seen this as frequent as it's been happening since Turkey Al-Sika's gotten here. Nothing really. I mean, it did kind of clear to me 135 now. You know what I'm saying? In a sense where, if I had my choice, Keyshawn versus Tank. That's what I want to see. Before it was kind of a question mark. I think you're right. I think Shakur needs to take a break, literally, like for at least a year. Is he willing to do that? Probably not. He's gonna miss out on Tank. It did clear up some of that. We are getting some of the fights that we want, not where we want them or how it's happening. He did also. Turkey Al-Sika did not clear up the Times Square thing. They asked him about that, and he was just like, "Oh well, we're gonna figure that out." I'm sitting here like, dude, like, what? Like, so I mean, boxing is in a weird state right now. Some of the fights we're getting are being forced, in my opinion. A mega card didn't have mega results, right? So, again, I seen Roberto Duran, which I thought was funny. He had a hat on that said "Make boxing great again," right?
Yes,
And
yes.
I thought that was so dope that they showed that because
It's
I'm
fitting.
gonna have to put out a hat that says "Bring boxing back to America," like at least 50% of the time, like because
Yeah.
I think it's not translating the way it's supposed to. You know what I mean? Whether it's the time difference, whether it's guys getting fights. Jared Anderson got his chance too early and he jumped the gun, was critiqued by Bob Arum. We just seen what happened with Bacoli. Taking this fight at 315 pounds right off of his couch. That ruined potential for
Yep.
later because of the
Yep.
money. There's a lot of good, but there's a lot of bad right now in what's transpiring. And I think there has to be some type of a medium. And money is getting and it's just not the fighters; it's the promoters. They're like, oh yeah, they're willing to work with each other. No, they're not. They are willing to get
Yep.
paid without coming out of their own pocket. That's all it
Yep.
is. And
Yep. And it's a gravy situation for them. They get their paycheck from Turkey All Chicken. All they got to do is supply a fighter.
that's
They
it.
don't have to do anything with they don't have to do anything with the venue, the event,
No
the
overhead.
production, the broadcast, nothing. Like they're just, here's my fighter, pay me and my fighter, and
That's
I'm
it.
gonna come and enjoy the show.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it, man. And but I don't know if people think it's a great thing for boxing. I don't think it's. I think it has a lot of flaws right now. You know what I mean? And that's just being honest. Outside of, what we're seeing, but I think it does have a lot of flaws, man. We're taking away from money to be made in the United States too, which I think people are completely ignoring. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
the big fights that happen in Vegas. What's the big fight happening in May now? Is it in Vegas? No, it's in Saudi Arabia. I mean, I think that's something that's gonna have to be answered soon. You know what I mean?
At 5 o'clock at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast.
Oh my God, Canelo's gonna be like, listen,
2 o'clock. Mexico, it's 2 o'clock, right? So
Yeah.
everybody from Mexico on Saturday is watching Canelo at 2 o'clock, not 11 o'clock at night or not like 9 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
the bars are going to be suffering, man. All those clubs, all those Mexican people come out, all those. Forget the Mexicans, the Irish, everybody who loves boxing is out the bar, whatever. Bro, you're watching knockouts at breakfast right now. It's just weird, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
it is weird.
I don't know, man. I'm definitely not looking forward to that May 3rd fight, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not. I'm not. I don't look at it. Even my fire's out right. Look, my fire's totally out right now for this boxing shit.
Yeah,
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Your fire wants nothing to do with that main thing.
Yeah, no, May 3rd's gonna be terrible. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably not gonna watch that fight versus Williams go. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay. You're lying, but that's okay.
No, I probably will. I'm a big Canelo fan, but I'm not
So you're
gonna
lying.
lie, bro. Like, I don't like watching it at this time. It sucks, dude. I gotta deal with my fucking kids all day. I'm gonna be honest. This is my day. I gotta take care of them. They're screaming. They're doing this. At least I get to put them asleep. 9 o'clock comes, they're sleeping. I'm watching the fights. Bars are making money in America. You know what I mean? People are out. Vegas is lit. Vegas was not lit this weekend.
Yeah.
It's fight weekend, and Vegas was empty. Cinco de Mayo, every year's Vegas. They're not getting nothing this year.
Nope, not one penny.
I mean, I don't know, man. Something's got to happen. Something's got to happen. We're gonna keep watching fights at breakfast time. What's the next? Oh, the next big card actually. What is it? What's his name? It's not the big card, but Javante next week.
Yeah, Tank and Roach, May 2nd or March 2nd.
Oh, it's March 1st, no?
March 1st, Tank and Roach.
Yeah, Tank and Roach next week. Whatever, man.
March 1st. The 28th is a Friday.
Yeah.
So it's Saturday, March.
Yeah,
You're
March
right.
1st,
You said March 1st. Okay. My apologies. March 1st.
I'm usually always right, all right? Just make sure.
Yeah.
Oh, they were talking about Christine. About Coach Christine said that she feels like there was a lot of glove hitting from Bivol, and they give him a lot of credit for that. You know what's crazy?
I can see that. I
saw that too. Like I'm like, I almost felt like it was a guarantee going to be a third fight, so they can try to get some money in the situation. Bivol and Beterbiev, they don't charge that much. They're not charging what these Americans are charging. So who knows? But whatever, man.
So another thing, you have the undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. He is Kazakhstan, correct? I believe.
Oh, you talking about Bivol?
Beterbiev.
Oh, he was the undisputed.
So he's Canada actually. So he wasn't he's fighting out of Canada technically. Mm-hmm. And then you have Bivol, who's Kyrgyzstan, also over there in Europe. But the whole crowd was chanting Bivol.
Bivol. That was crazy.
They cheered for Bivol when he was introduced, and then there was crickets when Beterbiev was introduced. So the light heavyweight undisputed champion of the world, a pure beast, like a boogeyman, like one of the best boxers of our generations, like a freak of nature, knocking everybody out, like fun to watch, a great absolute draw for the sport, has no love and on his card when he's the main champion, but his opponent has all the love and all the backing.
And I heard he spends a lot of time in Saudi Arabia. I heard he actually lived out there. So that's
insane.
I mean, listen. Yeah.
Look, and Christine's right. Christine's right. And shout out to Christine. We collaborated a long time ago.
That's my dog.
She probably don't recognize me because I was about 240 pounds back then.
No way.
I'm now down to 170.
What
so
a stud. Nice. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Diabetes will do that.
I feel you.
So, but she's probably right. Like I don't have a dispute for anybody to make a case for Beterbiev winning this fight or Bivol winning this fight. It was a close fight.
Yeah.
I'm old school to say that the champion, right? I think benefit of the doubt always goes to the champion because I'm old school. That's how it used to be. Like you have to decisively beat the champion in order to take the belts from them. You got to knock them out, but you got to decisively beat them. I don't think Bivol decisively beat them, but with today's day and age, Bivol, to me, looked like he won the fight. But I see the case the other way, and I see a draw too. So I see it all ways.
I think worst case scenario, it should have been a draw. I felt like Beterbiev did give away some rounds, but I felt like Bivol focused a lot on late round flurries to sway the judges. A lot of times he wasn't doing anything during the rounds, and the late flurry, everybody got. And again, to your point, everybody was cheering on Bivol. Like Beterbiev was like it was nothing. People weren't even. They were saying Bivol, but even during like I'm sitting here like, bro, where are they? Like, did he fly in his whole family? Like I don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it was very weird. Especially imagine it's a smaller venue, so that's got to really be, loud right there because you're so much more close together. But I mean, we're gonna get a third fight. What do you think the time frame is for this fight?
I think it's probably closer to a year than anything.
Really, you're thinking next March or what
I think next February or January or like you're saying Christmas-ish. I don't think it's in 6 months. I think we're going to have some injury reports come out. I think Bivol is probably going to be injured. There's something wrong with his face.
He said he was injured. He said he suffered an arm injury. Or he was taking some inflammatories or something like that. He said that after the fight.
Okay, so now now post-fight, another injury or that injury is going to become worse. So the commission, the sanctioning bodies, WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO are going to give him an extension for as long as he wants until he wants a rematch, Beterbiev. Even if Beterbiev wants a rematch or doesn't want a rematch, who knows? And we won't find out until this coming up, but. I think it's going to be a while. I think, like you're saying, December, maybe. I think earliest November. I think you're looking at 7, 8 months, probably 10 months. I think 10 months minimum.
Jesus,
that would give us November.
That means we're not going to see David Benavidez in a big fight for at least a year and a half.
Yeah. I don't think we're ever going to see Benavidez in a big fight.
That's so crazy if you really think about it. It's like, bro, like this affects everyone. Like we really needed Beterbiev to win this fight in order to get another mega fight this year. We needed Shakur to look great. Well, not really, because you said Gervonta might take him, so we still might get that one. Man, I don't know, man. I feel bad for Beterbiev, man. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about it, and I was like, damn, he went all the way to Saudi Arabia just to be told, all right, guy, in about a year and a half, we're gonna get you that big fight you want. What other options does he have right now?
Nothing. Lose a bunch of weight and go back down to 160? That's way out of that. That's not even remotely
160 or 168?
160. There's nothing on Canelo's 168. There's nothing there. He's not fighting Canelo. Canelo's not going to fight him. Period. Point blank period. Never will.
Wow, Canelo really now doesn't have to fight him at all.
He doesn't. And then, so it's ridiculous to cut 20 pounds and go down to 160 because he was there a long time ago. He's outgrown that. And to go up to 185, but to go up to 185 cruiser. He's barely translated to 175. He's not the same Benavidez at 175 that he was at 168. Yeah. So to go up to 185 plus, I don't see that either. So. I feel bad for Benavidez because I love a redemption story. I was not against him, but I was just like, I love Benavidez years ago. And then the whole, thing he went through, the drugs and all that, and got suspended and lost his title and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, but he's like a Tyson Fury. Like he came back with a vengeance. And I love it. I want Benavidez to have a title shot. I want Benavidez to get back on top. And I just don't see an avenue where he can. Norbs, I don't see it.
I don't, and that's the big thing because that's what I was thinking about. So I was like, damn, bro, like that win, and it sucks because everything's tied to the turkey, right? You got Canelo with Crawford, then Bivol possibly in February, but if he doesn't fight, Bivol doesn't fight. Oh, so hold on, let's get this right. So Bivol's supposed to fight Canelo in February. That's got to be off the table now because of this third fight, right?
Correct.
So let's say Beterbiev says December. Then who does Canelo now fight in February? Maybe we do get Canelo and Benavidez. Maybe the Turkish like, hey, I'll throw you an extra $50 million. You don't think it's a possibility?
No.
I like the long drawn out No, yeah, Beterbiev is screwed. I'm gonna definitely go on his website and get me 2 sweatshirts, just to support him because I don't know what's his next big fight, bro. Like Jamel Charlo, can we get that?
Can, hey, if Charlo wants a fight, hey, Canelo lost to 2 undisputed champions of the world at this point now in his career. He's not trying to lose a third time to a quote unquote. Now, he's not a nobody, but he ain't a title holder or anything like that. So Canelo's not living dangerous anymore. He's nothing to prove. He is. Yeah. And he said it himself. He goes like, "I fight who I want. I do what I want." Like, shut up. He tells everybody, "Shut up." Like, you be happy with that I'm fighting on Cinco de Mayo and September 13th, Mexican Independence Day. And
Mexican Independence Day.
That's literally all it is.
In Saudi Arabia. I wonder how that's gonna be. I don't think they're big drinkers out there, but that's gonna be interesting.
Canelo says you're gonna love it. And you're going to like it, and you're going to shut your mouth. And that's what Canelo said.
I don't want to see. Listen, we got the Crawford fight great at Allegiant Stadium. I think that's the next big. We have to wait all the way to September to have a big fight in America. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're going to get all these other fights. What other big fight is there right now? Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Saudi Arabia. Canelo Crawford, well, we got that at Allegiant Stadium. Beterbiev 3, Saudi Arabia. Jesus Christ, man. Shout out to the Turk. I'm not mad at you, but you got to bring some of that shit back here, man. Like, you're going to lose a lot of fans, but I don't know. I'm tired.
Or at least have it later.
Huh?
Yeah, at least have it later in the day, that's all I'm saying.
Bro, I mean, yeah. It's not going to happen. It's not gonna happen. I think right now over there. So Scully told me yesterday when it was 10 o'clock over there, it was 2 o'clock over here. So think about it.
PM.
So it was 10 p.m. over there. It was 2 p.m. over here. So that's 8-hour difference. So yeah, it's not happening, bro. I mean, unless they do 9 o'clock over there, but their events are 6 hours, dude. Why is this boxing event 6-7 hours?
Because they think more is better. Some people,
they think more is better. Not having any women there is better, which I don't agree with. Bro, like I'm watching. I was like, this is a sausage fest. Like, what's going on over here?
Yeah, I know. And you have 5 promoters that have multiple fighters there, so all these promoters fighters got to fight. So you need to have 10 fights. Yeah. It needs to be all televised, all in a row, and so. You're gonna Canelo said you're gonna like it, so that means you're gonna like it.
Shut up. Real since day one said, nah, what Turkey did today was nasty work. Can't support what he did to Adams. What do you think about that?
Adams? Who's Adams?
Adames.
Adames. Yes. Yes. That draw was disgusting. That was the dumbest. Now again, you have the whole crowd booing Adames, right? Dominican Republic. Getting booed by the whole crowd. But Shiraz, right? Hamza Shiraz from England and Saudi Arabia. I don't know what his nationality is, but I'm sure he's closer to their nationality than he is to England's or whatever the case may be. Turki Al-Sheikh was on his feet trying to root Shiraz on. Queensberry, Frank Warren from Queensberry was running around to his corner telling him to use the uppercut. So it's like, it was a very weird, fight. Like, just, this was dismantling him. I mean, taking it to him, like his reach was a problem at first, but then Adames figured it out real quick and literally was just jumping in, landing body, head, boom, 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 like picking them apart the whole fight. And then a majority draw, which is the dumbest thing I ever heard of. It's just as bad as the Catterall. See, it's the English Boxing Commission, because it's the English Boxing Commission. It's the same thing that happened 2 weeks ago with Jack Catterall and Arnold Barbosa. That was them scores were a travesty too, even though Barbosa won, but still, like it was a travesty. So you know what I mean? Like this hometown cooking, it's a little more it's a little more in your face over there with Turkey on the Sheik, and I hear you.
Yeah. This just in, Teofimo Lopez and Bud Crawford squash it. Look at this. Hold on, let's see if we hear it.
Okay.
I ain't gotta fuck him up. You should spar. Come on, I want to spar with you though. All right, how about that?
Tio went out like a... Tio, no!
We out there.
Listen to this.
What up with it, baby? Hey, tell him what you told me. What I tell you? What you doing it for? Oh, promotion, baby. All right. So I ain't gotta fuck him. I ain't gotta fuck him up.
I ain't gotta fuck him up.
I ain't gotta fuck him up. You should spar. Come on, I want to spar with you though. All right, how about that? We clap it up.
Tio, man, why'd you do that? So there's a video right now. Terrence Crawford got his arm around Teofimo Lopez, and he tells him, "What did you just tell me?" We just heard, and he says, "Oh, I did it all for promotion." So he goes, "Oh, I don't have to fuck you up now." And Tio answers back, he goes, "But I would like to spar with you." Tio, man. I believed you really wanted to. Why did you let him do that to you on social media, bro? Why? Tio, what's going on?
This whole thing is a joke. This whole thing's a joke, man. And we're all the butt of the joke. We're all getting played.
Yeah.
So, you'll watch your fight at 10:30 in the morning and you'll like it. You'll watch me in Saudi Arabia on next to Independence Day and you'll like it.
And you're gonna take no shots. Oh, look at this. Oh.
You're getting
the win. You showed your class. Tell me how you're feeling.
I feel good. Honestly, it's kind of regular though. Like it felt like I just did what I was supposed to do with the person that was in front of me. But truthfully, honestly, you up the level and get the top guys to get in the ring with me, I will make them look like that too. So.
Your weight division is known as possibly one of the best weight divisions in boxing. Tell me, is there anyone in particular you got your eye on?
How can it be the best division if a lot of these dudes are scared? You got guys like Zepeda, who been my #1 mandatory for years now, and I'm calling him out. I'm the guy that's saying, Zepeda, let's fight. Why am I calling the #1 mandatory out? So for me, I respect that the talent in the division, but a lot of these guys are scared to make the biggest fight happen, so I don't respect them as a whole.
You had Terence Crawford there watching over you. He's obviously also known as one of the pound-for-pound best in the world. What's it like being around greatness all the time? You also spend a lot of time with Andre Ward as well.
It's amazing being around greatness. You pick up on things, on the little things that I'm doing in there. A lot of people don't see, but I get to watch Terence Crawford. Actually, you know who I watched a lot this week? I watch a lot of Beterbiev. People ain't really, they don't know how good Beterbiev is, so I watch a lot of Beterbiev, so credit to him. He a hell of a fighter.
One last thing, what's next? We want to see the best out of you, and we want to see you fight the best. You want to fight the best. Tell us who you're going for.
Gervonta Tank Davis. I think that's the biggest fight in boxing. Me and him can make the most money if we make this fight happen, so let's do it.
Shakur, thank you.
Shakur comes out after the fight, and first thing he says is, you bring out the better fighters, and I'll make them look the same. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, Shakur. What do you make of his comments after this fight?
exactly the same thing you make of them. Just weird and stupid, dumb, all of it. We're being gaslighted. Those are gaslighting comments. You're trying to make us believe that we're crazy, that I'm crazy, that you act like you're gonna make Tank Davis look like old Patty Padley. You're not. No, you're not. To act like you're calling out Zepeda and Zepeda doesn't want to fight you. Stop it. Acting like you don't respect anybody in a division because they don't want to dare to be great and make the fights with you. Stop it. This is it's just everything that he says, it's shut up, stop it. And we're supposed to just take that and be like, oh, Secure, you're so great. Yes, you looked great against Padley. Yes, you're going to do great against Tank, and you're going to make that fight and everything's going to be grandiose. No, yes, Zepeda was scared of you. Come on. It's all a bunch of nonsense.
Let me ask you a question. Is this true? I just read this in the comments. Shout out to Real since day one. He says it wasn't just them giving him a draw. Did you not see the clip of Turkey going to Hamza's corner and telling them the scorecard mid-fight? What? Is that real?
No, I didn't see that at all.
I didn't see that, but if you got a clip of that, I'd love to see that because that's called illegal. Like, you're not supposed to do that. Like, I mean, oh man, what do you say? The home cooking's looking a little crazy. That would be very. If I was a fighter, listen. I wouldn't want to do it. Depending on who's the fighter that he's pushing, maybe that's why Canelo said no. We're doing this at Allegiant Stadium. I'm not doing it because I know that's your guy. We're gonna do it in Vegas. You know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that clip. Listen, again, allegedly, that would be absolutely crazy if Turkey did that. That would really, really put a black eye on boxing. Like, why?
So Turkey went to Turkey went to all three judges and got, or what's he getting text from the judges that on their scores? So Turkey, what, one scorecard? Like who? What? So it's like, I'm not saying anything against the commenter in your comments. I'm just saying, like,
no, I'm not saying it's true. It's not true, but what the heck
is going on in Saudi Arabia, man?
Yeah, that's what he said. That's why I said, can you get that clip real since day one? Because if that's true,
was it streamed? Was it streamed? Because I'll go back and watch it. I'll probably do it tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I don't know when it's during that fight. I guess you have to catch it. You can catch it. That's crazy.
Okay.
That's insane. If that was being told. That's insane.
It'll probably get edited out by then, huh?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's got to live somewhere. Somebody's got to have it. Somebody recorded it. Somebody checked it out. You know, I don't know. I don't know, man. But, you know, I'll be back. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm not going to lie. This whole day got me exhausted. My kids drove me crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off here. I need to relax for a minute before I go to bed.
Hold on one second. Hold on. Footage has emerged of Turkey obviously reading the scorecards. Holy shit. I'm looking at it right now. Holy shit, he's not lying. It just popped up in my feed. Look, listen to it. He said you're losing 2-1 on 2 judges. Holy shit. Bro, I'm gonna download it for you guys right now. This is absolutely wow. He actually goes to the corner and says this shit. Let me see if holy shit. And it's funny because you kind of just brought it up like, hey, whatever. But if this is true, this is holy shit. I'm actually ripping it. Come on, god damn it. Right when you want to do something, it doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit, Turkey Alasik. What the fuck was that about?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, bro. Like, this is fucking insane. Yeah. He actually says it. He says, you're down on the scorecards. So apparently he read the scorecards and went to the fighter and told him.
He told Adamas, or he told
the corner. He told
Shiraz.
I'll tell you right now. Let me play it one more time. I'm downloading it, and then I'll tell you. Hold on. Let me make sure. He says, I think it's a Shiraz.
Were they wearing white?
I'll tell you right now. I could actually upload this. I'm gonna send it to you when I rip it. But yeah, that's what it's saying.
All right.
It's real. I'm not lying. That shit is that's insane. No, it's absolutely it's dog shit, to be honest with you. Like, if that's absolutely insane. To give the scorecards is really wow. Yeah, that's what he said, bro. He actually says, I'm gonna play it one more time for you guys. Let me get this download. Let me download this MP4 real quick. Here it is, downloading. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna send it to you right now. You can see it for yourself. But yeah, he actually says it. I'm sending it to you right now. Look, absolutely. He's actually saying this shit. Oh wow. This is not good. Look, so he goes. I'm gonna play it one more time. You guys can't see it. I can probably upload it and put it up, but let me see if I can upload it to the stream deck real quick, and I'm gonna play it. Boxing been corrupt, and this This is fucking crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. Like this, I just witnessed it. Give me 2 seconds so I can put it up for everybody real quick. I'll put it up for you. Yeah, he says it. Look, he says, yo, you're down on the scorecards. 2-1, whatever the fuck he says. That's not good. I just sent it to
2 points,
myself.
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, he said you're down 2 points
You seen it,
on the
right?
judge's scorecard.
You got it?
That's what I'm listening to what you said. No, I didn't look at it, but what you were just playing, he said you're down on the judge's score. You're down 2 points on the judge's scorecards.
Yeah.
Down 2 points, or I don't know.
He's saying you're down 2 points. That's what he's saying. I'll play it one more time for those that just tuned in or whatever, but that's what he's saying. I'm going to play it one more time for the stop.
See this kid.
I mean, how do you know on 2 judges? He says on 2 judges you're losing by 2 points.
I need to see the video of him going over to the judge's scorecard and looking at the scorecard. It's like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but regardless, you're a promoter of the event. You shouldn't be telling the fighter. You're supposed to be nonpartisan at that point, no? Turkey Al-Sheikh is not a promoter. He just has the venue and the means in the way. He's like Pro Box. Pro Box is not a promoter. They're just they broadcast and announce promoters' fights. So
Jesus Christ!
I guess he can do whatever he wants. I don't know.
Hold on, let's listen to the audio one more time. Let's try to catch this shit. This is crazy. Hold on. fact that he says 2 points, right? I wouldn't feel comfortable if I was him going up and saying, on my scorecard, it doesn't matter. You losing my 2 points. That's not information.
Now, was this? Does it matter if this is in between the 9th and 10th or the 10th and 11th? Then yeah, this makes sense. Between the 11th and the 12th, that makes sense.
Ivan
So what
Bond
rounds
says,
were?
what's to stop me from believing he's been fixing fights and helping his gambling buddies? Listen, after what just so happened in the Parker fight, that's crazy.
Parker by second round KO. Parker by second round KO made people some money.
I mean, this looks crazy. Why? Like,
Bivol by decision made people money. How many people? Everybody said Beterbiev. Yeah, everyone said either Beterbiev by decision or Beterbiev by KO. You know, there's all the rumors around that Bivol's face hasn't healed up yet, and that Beterbiev's going to knock him out. So you have all these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Listen, 116, 112 is crazy, though, when I first seen that. But
I agree.
Real since they went to, he's literally throwing the event. How can you go to the corner of the fighter you want to win and tell him? That's true. I mean, and then you're being specific about the points. Like I could be like, yo, I feel like you're losing the fight. How many times you see Floyd say, hey, you're down? But you don't know how much you're down. You're saying 2 points. It does look very suspect.
It's just speculation. It's just speculation, though. I mean, just because he says 2 points doesn't mean that he knew for a fact that he was down 2 points. I don't know what to tell you. It's speculation without corroboration.
Yo, let me see. I'm gonna send it to you now, bro. I think he mentions the judges though. Yeah, I sent it to you. It's in your inbox right now. It's just delivered. Look at it right now.
English is not his first language.
Bro,
English is not his first language.
Japanese
and his English is not even that great.
That was
Look, it's not even his English is even that great.
Listen, that was pretty clear, bro. Listen to it.
His English is not. It's like me trying to say, you know.
Listen, I don't know, man. That shit. I'm gonna play it one more time. His English sounded pretty good.
He loses 2 points. You must catch him. He loses 2 points.
Crazy, bro. Why?
His English is terrible. He said his English is terrible. He says you're losing 2 points. He doesn't even he doesn't know what a preposition is. Like, and I'm not knocking him for it. I'm just saying, like, his English is not good. So this could all be, lost in translation, as they would say. There's a lot of things. See, I'm able to shoot this down very easily because we don't have, all the facts, and we never will. It's just not going to happen. It's all conjecture.
Well,
it's all conjecture.
I've been saying is he's not making a return to these fights. I'm positive he's making up the money through fixing it. No, he's definitely not making any. He's not in the red. I mean, he's not in the black. He's definitely in the red on these fights. But man, on that note, man.
So not only is Vegas not making money off the events, now he and his buddies are taking money from Vegas.
Can you imagine that? Jesus Christ! I'm not gonna.
Norbs, I gotta roll out. It's been real. Always good talking to you.
Dude, did I say something? I apologize. I don't know what I said to you.
No, it's 8:40. I've been watching,
No, I'm with you. I've been trying to get off too.
Hours, I'm done.
No, I've been trying to get off too, man. I'm tired. I'm gonna holler at you, man.
I'm getting off.
All right, my brother.
I want to go have a drink and wind down before I go to bed. So thanks for having me. I appreciate you, Norms.
Appreciate you.
We're gonna do it again.
Yeah, whenever, man. Whenever. That's my boy. Absolutely boxing. He's out of here. He's gonna go get some. I don't know. He's gonna do something, but I'm about to sign off. I'm signing off. I'm gonna go watch these videos. It's your boy Norbs. I appreciate y'all. Hold on. Real since day one. You want to call up real quick? I'm gonna put the number to scroll. I'm really tired, so you gotta be brief. I just put the number on the scroll across. Jesus Christ, this is crazy. He said he lost his credibility. That's kind of nuts. I'm not even gonna lie, man. The turkey telling Hamza Shariz the score is crazy. I don't know, man. Damn. Anyways, nah, what happened real since day one? Who lost their credibility? Oh man, this is crazy. The turkey Al-Sikh wailing in these streets. I don't know if you got the number, but I'm not gonna lie, I am tired. I will be on tomorrow morning. We can talk about this more. Hold on, maybe I'll come on later. It's your boy Norbs. I'm out of here, man.